want to talk about the Lakers versus the Denver Nuggets? Two
Oh
powerhouses right
yes,
here.
I think
Yep.
this is a somewhat now while Miami isn't a scrub, it's easier to judge uh, a 2 versus 8 that kind of was led by one guy. Where in this side you're pretty much getting what is a 1 versus 7.
I mean, it is a one
Um,
versus seven, but it doesn't seem like it, right?
and it doesn't seem like it. So the other one, the other series does look like a little alright. We kind of know who the favorite is, even though it's not going to be an easy series. But this one, at the end of the day, I'll be honest, this feels like a toss up. Both team has clear strengths and clear weaknesses,
That's true.
and some of the team's strengths are the other team's weaknesses. And it's
Mm.
just going to be a well coached series where we're definitely going to see who can outsmart each other and who can pretty much impose their will on the other team.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I obviously you're gonna have the big names: LeBron, AD, Jokic, Murray. Those are gonna be the big names in the Western Conference Finals that everyone's gonna want to talk about. But I definitely want to talk about a lot of the role players because I'll be honest, like I think in that Western Conference Finals, you got the two teams that probably have the best bench and the best role players in the NBA, other than probably the LA Clippers. But I think those two teams right there, especially the Lakers, since the trade deadline they beefed up all their role players, and the Denver Nuggets have been trying to beef their role players up for the last 3-4 years, pretty much trying to get Jokic to this point. So I think it's going to be a great game either way. I think obviously it's going to be Denver having an advantage at home, but do you think that they actually have like a home court advantage, or do the Lakers seem like more of a higher seed than a seventh? To be honest, to me they seem way higher than the seventh seed.
I mean, obviously, they definitely do seem higher than the 7th seed. They had a lot of issues starting the season off, but since they made obviously their trade acquisitions, getting players like D'Angelo Russell and Jared Vanderbilt, pretty much improving their strength on both sides of the court, they honestly are a whole nother team.
Yeah.
At this point, since they got the All Star trades, pretty much they have been in a top 5 defensive rating for the rest of the season. Um, Led the league in free throw prevention. Basically, got teams scared to go to the paint and not really forcing a lot of contact, and basically have been probably one of the best defensive teams in this year's playoff so far. And that's obviously a
Mm,
big help to what they picked up throughout the end of the season. On
mm-hmm.
offense, definitely, like you said, a lot of players. This two stack teams. I mean, you got LeBron and AD, and obviously another side you got Jokic and Murray. But in
Right.
addition to those, with the Lakers, you have Russell, Reeves, and Hachimura all chipping in to average over double-digit figures throughout the playoffs so far. And with the Nuggets, you got MPJ, Aaron Gordon, Bruce Brown, and Contavious Caldwell Pope,
Yep.
all four of them contributing double digits. So definitely going to be a series of which role player is going to basically excel, have a good game, find their niche, and pretty much change the series.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think this is going to be a game of the X factors. Obviously, I do believe that LeBron and AD and Jokic are all going to play good in this series. Murray, I do think he's going to have some spots where he has trouble because D'Angelo Russell, he's a great defender as well. Like he has been, like you just said, the Lakers have been playing great defense. They also shoot a lot of free throws. This year they've been shooting the most free throws, so I do think that's going to be on their advantage. Them going inside and trying to get Jokic into foul trouble. I do think the questions are going to be just like you said. Who's going to go off for the Lakers? Is it going to be Reeves? Is it going to be Hachimura one day? Is it going to be obviously Russell? Because I do think in some spots LeBron is going to be possibly missing. You're going to have a few games that LeBron is not going to be going off. And AD, if you remember him playing against the Warriors, his series was so weird because he played good in game one, bad in game two, good in game three, bad game four, good game five, you know, bad game six because LeBron took over game six. But it shows you that like he has like a off game every few days. Now you are gonna get a little bit more off time now between games, so that's gonna be helpful. But Jokic is known to beast on Anthony Davis, and he has been doing that for the last 6 years.
So I think I think it's been a even matchup. Jokic averages do fall slightly while being guarded by Anthony Davis. But at the end of the day, he's still going to give you 20, 11, and 8 easily. And same thing in the other end. So basically, Jokic is too strong for Anthony Davis. They like to pull Anthony out to the paint because Jokic does have that shooting threat.
Right.
And then basically trying to catch Anthony Davis outside the paint to not be able to help on defense and not just catch him out of position. But at any point, Jokic decides to turn his back and back him down. Anthony Davis stands no chance. But with
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is a lot speedier, quicker than Jokic. He's way quicker than him getting through transitions, getting on the floor, down the floor faster. If Anthony was to pull Jokic out to the 3-point mid-range, same. If he was able to pump fake, get Jokic 1 foot off the ground, you're already by him because he's so slow. And Anthony Davis know how to cut angles. So both of them, in my opinion, from what I've seen the last couple of years, they do obviously kind of even up. But yes, Jokic probably gets the better because he does average more everything when it comes down to it. But at the end of the day, that is his job on every team that he's been on, which is all the Nuggets. But like that's his job no matter who else is on the team. But
Yeah.
this year alone, I would say Jokic averaged 23, 12, and basically 10 in the 4 games against LA this year. And
Pretty much
Anthony
triple
Davis
doubles.
averaged literally pretty much triple doubles.
Yeah.
And Anthony Davis gave you 18, 11, and 3 assists in the 3 games he played.
Right.
So
And I give it to
definitely
the
going to be a
Lakers.
difference.
The Lakers took, that series in the regular season 3-1. So, definitely give it up to them. Even though the Lakers Nuggets were a great team throughout the regular season.
And honestly, the games they did win, the Nuggets aren't even looking at the same team. That they haven't not played. They basically the last game they played was in January. It was actually same thing with both these series. While Miami and Celtics haven't changed a lot team wise,
Hmm.
the last time both these teams played each other in these 2 series come up has been early January. So there's a
Right.
lot to think about when it comes to what they're looking at. And I'll
Yeah.
be honest, these 2 teams are not familiar with each other.
Yeah, it's definitely different. And I'm sorry I said Lakers were 3-1 against them. They're
I think they
actually
were
two.
2-2.
They were 2-2 actually against them.
Yeah.
I just I saw one of the games wrong. That last one in January. I looked at it wrong, but
No, they split it, but like I said, they didn't split it with the same team they're looking at now.
that's what I was just gonna say. Like the Lakers have beaten the Nuggets with a team that they don't even have, and they were bad. Throughout from October until January until February, really, they were bad. So they've beaten the Nuggets with this type of team. The Nuggets are supposed to be the third best team pretty much in the NBA, other than when you're looking at record, other than the Bucks and obviously I think Philadelphia was just slightly better in their record. They had a game or two over them, but you know, night with the Nuggets, you have Jokic with all his guys now that are available finally. Michael Porter Jr. is playing pretty decent, for what his contract is now. He's finally like looking like a decent player, like a decent third or honestly 4-star because you got Aaron Gordon out there getting you a lot of rebounds as well, and he's actually shooting the three very well, very great percentage from the three, over 40%, which is great. And obviously you got other guys that could shoot the three as well. So Jokic is known, to go out there. Murray is obviously going to be that 3-point monster. I'm gonna wonder if the Lakers are going to be able to keep up with them, or are they going to try to play the same style of basketball that they did against the Warriors and try to go inside and utilize the fouls, and that's the same type of style. Try to foul the other guys and not make as many threes, but use defense and inside game, and hopefully the Nuggets don't try to do the same. What do you think about that?
Well, they're both going to be doing the same. The Lakers, I mean, the Lakers so for instance, the first series, Golden State versus the Kings, uh, we we knew the Kings were going to shoot with the shoot with the Warriors because the Kings were one of the best shooting teams in the league and
Yeah.
had the pace, the personnel, and pretty much the shooters to do that. The Lakers didn't do that because the Lakers don't have that personnel. They're not a 3-point shooting team. They're going to continue to go into the paint, force contact, and try to win games like that. Like yes, they'll shoot out when they can and get open shots late in the clock if they need to. But at the end of the day, they are going to continue to get the work in the paint.
Mm,
The issue with that is that's also how Denver gets their money as well. Besides Jokic, a lot of their basket comes from backdoor cuts and open lanes to the baskets. Yeah, they score a lot other ways too. At the end of the day, they are literally top five in almost every offensive category you could think of. We're talking about
mm.
efficiency, field goal percentage, both two and three, assists. These are all through the regular season.
Regular
And
season, yeah.
honestly, they
They've been
look
balling
even
out.
better in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So
They've
pretty
been the
much,
best out of every playoff team. If you look at their stats, offense and defense, they've been the best team throughout the playoffs.
100%. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Boston Celtics probably the second best team left besides the Lakers. It's just talent wise, and what we gave up 2 games
I was gonna say
to
you
the
guys got
Hawks
blown out
and got
once by
lost to an MB-less
Philadelphia.
76ers.
That
Like, yeah,
you
nah.
guys down. Yeah, it brought you guys down a little bit.
So
But
yeah,
in
so we
our
we we
defensive,
won games that we lost games we should never won, or we should never lost. So
because you guys have
definitely
the third best defensive stats right now in the
in
postseason.
the playoffs. Yep. And as I'm saying, great team. But 100% Denver is above every other team. Obviously including every other team left. So we definitely gonna have to see how the Lakers defense really step it up. That's what it is gonna be. Their calling
That's
card
what
this
I was wondering.
whole postseason has been defense. That's what
Yeah.
they've been doing. 7 shots blocked a game. AD's out here doing work, pretty much getting 3+ blocks a game. The whole team is looking good, and obviously their whole job is to try to slow down the best offense in the league right now. Because like I said, you got 6 people averaging double digits.
Phew.
Six
Which is,
people averaging
but
double digits.
but you know what? Like, I mean, the Lakers and the Nuggets have guys that can average double digits. Honestly, like they both have so many role players that have been playing good. And even if yeah, Austin Reeves didn't have those type of stats in the regular season, but look at Austin Reeves' stats just in the playoffs. Like he's averaging double digits. So like I think that both of these teams, the Lakers and the Nuggets, you got players for the Nuggets that can definitely score. At least 4 guys that are scoring over close to 15. So I think that they're up there as well for almost the 5 or 6 guys that can score double digits. If you look at all their guys, you know.
Who, the
But
Denver or Lakers?
that's what I mean. Both of them
Yeah,
have
no. Denver got 6, Lakers got 5.
right.
Schroeder is right under it. Schroeder
Schroeder's
and
close.
Lonnie Walker both got like 7, 7.5.
But if you add, Austin Reeves playoff numbers, would that put him up?
Oh no, he is one of them. He averaging
Oh yeah,
15.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's you're
Rui
looking at playoff
Rui
numbers. My bad.
Hachimura, yeah.
Yeah,
Rui
right. Yeah,
Hachimura is
yeah,
averaging 11, and D'Angelo's averaging 15. So those
yeah.
are the three
Right, right.
players. So basically, the whole starting
Plus AD
lineup
and
is
LeBron, right?
averaging double digits. Yeah.
Yep.
And the same thing with the Nuggets, whole starting lineup
Exactly. All star lineup.
plus their
Plus their
six
six
man.
man. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying. That's scary because it's not really about
Scary.
who's going off. The Lakers is who's gonna help AD and LeBron tonight. For the Nuggets is who's gonna be that third guy. Like
Mm-hmm.
you feel like some games LeBron might take off or allow someone else to step up. With the Nuggets, it's not gonna be who's gonna step up. It's who's going to be that third guy tonight because Jokic is still going to give you 25 plus and Murray is still going to give you 17, 18
Mm-hmm.
plus. Who's going to be the third guy? For the Lakers,
Who
Davis
you
might be
guys the
off one
third guy?
game. James might be off one game.
Yeah.
And at that point, it has to be one of the three to step up. One game will be D'Lo, one game will be Reeves, one game will be Hachimura.
Mm.
Hell, one game it was Lonnie Walker.
Yeah, I mean that's very true. And that's what I mean. Like the way that they played the Lakers, I'm sorry, the way that the Lakers played the Warriors, they pretty much spread the ball around and they actually went inside with their guys. They weren't trying to play the Warriors game. Now I do think that Denver plays not similar game to the Warriors and the Kings, but they have guys that can shoot more threes. And are they going to try to utilize that game? I think that they are going to try to utilize that game a little bit more, try to play on the outside a little bit more, have guys like Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon score more threes, where LeBron and AD I think are going to be going inside. Same with Lonnie Walker and D'Lo as well. I do think that all these guys are going to try to push it in the paint and try to get those paint points and try to get guys into foul trouble because that's gonna be a difference. Whoever gets the more foul shots in this series, I think is gonna win the series.
No, 100%. Pretty much when it comes to what the 4 games that they played this year, and obviously it sounds obvious, but at the end of the day, it's not always true. But the team who obviously shot better and rebounded better won
Yeah.
the game. And obviously, you're like, yeah, that's clear, but like, it is clear, but sometimes it has to be said. You control the board, you control the game. And
Yeah.
obviously, it's easier said than done. But at the end of the day, I don't have no doubt Denver is going to do what they're going to do. But it's up to the Lakers to be a good defensive team, control those boards, and stop second chance points, stop the fast break. Just make sure that they're keeping Denver contained. Because right now, they're the most dangerous team in the playoffs. Like I said, 6 people averaging double digits. You don't know who's going off. And the majority of them are not hard baskets. They're
Mm.
getting great looks. They're efficient as hell this
Open looks,
postseason.
yeah. They
Yes,
definitely
they're
get good
getting
picks,
great
good pick and
looks.
roll,
Yes.
good pick and pops that are
Good
open for sure.
backdoor cuts. Like, it's ridiculous.
But I was gonna say I totally agree with your point. You know that you were just talking about with the Lakers. I do think that that's the way that they can succeed. Honestly, is if they utilize a lot of spacing. Obviously, you're gonna have Denver that's gonna be trying to space out their guys a lot because the Lakers are going to need to put big bodies in there. I think Wayne
They
Gabriel. I
have
think
none.
Mo Bamba. No, I do think Mo Bamba is going to have to get in there. You didn't see him last series against the Warrior because they don't really play a big lineup. But I think Mo Bamba, Wayne Gabriel, we got to see them in this series as well as obviously AD and LeBron like doing their thing in the boards because we need, like you said, those boards like that's going to determine a lot. Whoever gets those boards.
So here's my thing, and it might, I don't know how well it will work, but it's crazy to sound as a coach. If I was a coach, this is what I would be thinking. We need to start LeBron on Jokic, fronting him every time he's in the post. Because right off the bat,
Mhm.
I already know what the Nuggets are going to do is use Jokic in the pick and rolls and basically try to make AD a non-factor in the paint on defense as much as possible.
Mm.
AD's defensive numbers are going to take a big drop this series because he technically, and I might catch some slack saying this, but
Mm.
it is what it
Sure.
is. He cannot guard Jokic 1-on-1. AD is too
Man.
he's
Yeah,
too
he's too skinny.
small.
He's
He's
too
too
skinny.
small.
Yeah.
Anytime Jokic decided to take his
Unfortunately,
back to
you're
the
right.
basket, it's over.
So I'll say this: if they're standing at the 3 point line, that's where I would want AD to guard Jokic because he's got long
Yes,
enough arms that he can hopefully block a three. But if they're back to the basket, like you just said,
but here's the problem.
Jokic
I've seen Jokic
100%.
be 1 foot in the from the 3 point line, turn his back
Mm.
to the basket, and push AD all the way back in the paint. And I'll be honest, the most dangerous Jokic is in the middle of the court, free throw line with his back to the basket. Because the
Yeah,
second you
yeah, yeah. I got
double, someone's open. Open three, open cut. That's like that is the most
exactly.
dangerous
It's
position
lethal.
in the floor to have a man be. That is Jokic's caliber. And honestly, back to the back is post up is the most efficient shot in basketball this year. Not just any back to the back basket post up. A Jokic back to the basket post up is the most efficient shot, and that means either him shooting or him assisting. He get
And
his back to the basket, he's damn near unstoppable. Him and that team.
I was just gonna say, not just this season, bro. If you look at his stats are historic this season. His back to the basket stats are up there with guys like Wilt Chamberlain, Patrick Ewing, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He's that efficient when he's back to the basket. He's at 785 back to the basket percentage. That is insane. These are stats that like they've had since the 1960s, and he's up there like he's number one now because
Oh
of
yeah.
this season. He's number one. He broke the record this season for those stats back to the basket. Most offensive efficiency, player efficiency rating as well. He broke that stat, which is insane. I mean, and he didn't get the MVP, which I get it. Embiid was playing amazing as
I'll be
well
honest. I
this year.
told you we said it, and we'll talk more about the finals about those award picks and all that. But we did say voter fatigue was gonna come, and I said it for Giannis and for Jokic, and I said it's hard for me to say it as a statement because it sounds so crazy at how amazing they are. Jokic literally just had a historic season, but no one cared because what I say last year, him and Giannis have to give us something different. As crazy as it sounds, because they're so complete, they literally have to still show us another level for
Yeah.
it's not even like they'd have to because like, at the end of the day they're still great. But
No,
if from the get
I
go we
I
knew
get
that he
that.
wasn't gonna
Yeah.
get that third MVP, and it's crazy because this is probably the year he deserved it the most. This
Good
is
point.
probably the year he
Good point.
deserved it the most.
To be honest, if it was up to me, I would have given it to Embiid last year, and I would have given it to
Jokic
Giannis. Or I'm
this year.
sorry, I would have given it to Jokic this year. Yeah, I
But
think
that's
that
foresight,
just
you know,
it is looking at 2020 because they do want to spread it around a
or
little bit. They didn't want to
hindsight.
have.
Sorry.
Well, they did. It's that too. Definitely 2020 hindsight and 2020 foresight. But either way, I think that Jokic's season has been incredible to watch, and him just playing against Anthony Davis, like you said, yeah, I agree. Him playing back to basket is gonna be bad. That's why I just believe they're gonna need to bring Mo Bamba out there. Wayne Gabriel, put some bodies on him. Hopefully, they are the ones that when he's back to the basket, they take over the fouls because they're gonna be getting defensive fouls on him. So hopefully, they're the ones that are doing it and not Anthony Davis.
And honestly, when the Lakers won in 2020, they was blessed to have McGee.
Good
They
point.
had like one more body, like they had bodies to throw.
Yeah.
So you're right, we are gonna see more big bodies in this series. But like I said, I don't know how well it'll work all series. I don't know if they'll even try it, but I think the conversation of LeBron fronting Jokic, because LeBron is athletic enough to where they won't always have a clean shot to give Jokic the ball when he's fronting him. LeBron can jump up and get a hand on that ball, or if because LeBron is strong. LeBron ain't AD. Like I've seen LeBron push some big men around.
Oh, well, he
And
can
then
back down people whenever he wants. I've seen him do that.
yeah, and then honestly, put AD on Gordon. That way AD becomes more of a help defender. And at that point, Gordon 3-point shot has to beat him. And
Mm,
no, that you'll live with that, you know. So I don't know how they'll
yeah.
do that. I promise you, they're gonna start AD on him. They
Yeah.
are.
I'm
Especially after
I'm
this
telling you, I just
defensive
believe that.
postseason, AD is probably the best defender in the league right now.
Oh,
Like
for
still
sure.
playing, he's not even close. Best defender in the league. So they are gonna put him on Jokic and let him work. But the proof is in the pudding. They both can't stop each other. But at
No.
this point, stopping Jokic, it's more crucial for the Lakers than stopping AD is.
Right. Right. That's a good point. I do think that that's definitely more crucial. You want to stop Jokic at any means necessary, have the other guys try to beat you with Denver.
Mhm.
And that is how I do think that the Lakers will play this series because that is what you need to do. That's a great point that you brought up with that because honestly, I do think that we're gonna see some Mo Bamba. Mo Bamba. I think we're gonna see some of him in this series. You're gonna see a sighting, and let's talk about who you got in this series, though. I want to talk. I want to tell you who I think is gonna win it. So the first two games are obviously in Denver. You
Mhm.
know, they're obviously the home team, but I do think that the Lakers are gonna steal one there. I think the Lakers are gonna be playing good enough, either first game or second game. Now, this whole series, like we said, it's 2 games. I'm sorry, it's 2 days between sorry, one day between series. One day between series. The finals is 2 days between series, but this Western and Eastern Conference Finals, one day between series. So you don't got much off days, off time. LeBron and AD, they didn't play that good when it was just like that in the second round as well. So this could be a longer series than we see. I do think they're stealing one at home. Then Denver's gonna steal one at home, and it is gonna be a 2-2 series with 4 games in. Then the Lakers are gonna start playing AD. Or sorry, they're gonna start playing Jokic a little differently, and AD is actually gonna start playing a little bit better after Game 4, and he's the one that I think is gonna win the Western Conference championship MVP trophy because they have that now. I
Who
think
is
that it's
that?
gonna be AD. What is it?
I know the East is Larry Bird. Who's the West?
I think it was Kareem. Pretty sure it was Kareem.
Let me
Pretty
check.
sure it
Let
was the
me check
Kareem
that.
Abdul-Jabbar Trophy from last year. It was last year was the first year that they started doing the Western and Eastern Conference MVPs, just like they do the Finals MVPs. So, we are gonna call those out. I just kind of remembered. I didn't even think about like before doing the app. I didn't even think about who it
Who
was
we
gonna
should
be. But
pick? Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Might as
I
well make your
got
pick. Yeah.
right. I got AD. I got AD and him winning Game 5 and 6. Honestly, getting around 30 points, Game 5 and Game 6, with obviously a nice defensive stat line, 2 blocks or something like that, around 10 rebounds. So that's who I got. The Lakers winning in 6 against the Denver Nuggets. Now, who you got?
So I got this as a 7 game series.
Ooh.
Um, yes, I do think it's gonna be a tough fought series. I'm trying to find that name for. I think it is Magic. You're right.
Oh,
No,
is it
you said
Magic?
Kareem.
Oh,
It's
I said
Magic.
Kareem. Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
Magic.
because I'm
You're
pretty
right.
sure
It's
it's
Magic.
Magic versus
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Magic
Bird.
versus Larry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're
So
right
yeah,
about that.
so
Yeah,
you got AD winning the Magic Johnson Trophy.
that's right.
Um, so I got this series going 7. Like I said, this was a toss up for me. Um, right now the Lakers are playing phenomenal defense. Looking good going into the paint. The Nuggets are just playing phenomenal offense,
Hmm.
and just seems way too efficient.
Hmm.
Um, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves will have to be consistent this series for them to have a chance. Um, but it's all about Jokic. It's all about Jokic. I do think Jamal Murray has a great series. He's even averaged 22 a game this year against the 3 games he played them. Um, and obviously he's doing good, averaging what he's in the playoffs. He's averaging 25,
Yeah,
25.9, so
25 game.
basically
Yeah.
26. So I definitely do think he has a great series as well. But I got to go Nuggets in 7.
Whoa.
I literally had Lakers just all playoffs. I had them beaten. First round I had them. Actually, I had the Grizzlies first, but then the Ja injury changed things up a little bit. Um,
Before John
yeah,
injury.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But at that point, I thought Grizzly was gonna be a better team. But at this point now, after beating them and beating the Warriors, I do see how scary the Lakers are. But they will not have an answer for Jokic. There are 6 people
Hmm.
on that team averaging double digits, and as great as a defensive series and season we're seeing uh,
That's
from
true.
AD right now, he's not gonna be as effective. Like I said, they do a great job at pulling him out that paint. And right now, not only are they gonna pull him out that paint, they're the most scariest team when it comes to the backdoor cuts. So
Hmm.
not having being able to keep AD as effective as you want in the paint. Not to mention, um, they do not respect average shooters, so they will gladly leave people like Vanderbilt open if he's on the court, and you're gonna want him on the court to help play defense, but they'll gladly leave him in a corner and double on somebody else. I don't know how the whole team, but I guess it's just gonna be a lot. I think it's going to be a lot. They're averaging
Wow.
25 assists a game, 48% shooting, 37 from three, only 11 turnovers a game. And at this point, they're just the most efficient team right now, and it's not even close. So, yeah, I definitely 30 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists in the first 2 rounds. Jokic is about to have himself a party.
Wow. So you got Nuggets and 7.
I had
Wow.
Lakers until today
Wow, that's
because I
crazy.
want the Lakers to win, if I'm being honest. I want the Lakers to win. I would love to see a Celtics versus Lakers matchup in the
Right.
finals.
Right.
I would love the
Mhm.
Lakers to win. But
Mhm.
as I did the research today, I just don't see how it happens.
No,
A
man. I
lot has
mean,
to go good for the Lakers. At the same time, a lot has to go bad for the Nuggets. And I don't see
right.
that happen for 7 straight games, or at least 4, because that's how much you
Right,
need
right. At
to
least
win.
4 wins, what you need to get to the finals. But I will say, I mean, the Lakers are definitely not the team that they played that the Nuggets played since January, and the Lakers have beaten them twice, with even with the team that they had before with Westbrook. So I will say that. Now I will say also this. You got LeBron chasing. I think he's still chasing six. I gotta say it. I think he's still chasing six.
He's not chasing
I think
six.
he.
Yeah, he wants to
I
win
think
more
he's.
rings,
I
but
think he's
I
still. I
promise
think
you,
he's
at this
chasing it.
point, LeBron is not chasing nobody or
He's
nothing
not.
in
No,
his
I don't
career.
think he's
He's
chasing
chasing no, he's chasing
anybody. And
a ring, but he still got he's not chasing six at this point. He's chasing five because he want
why
this ring.
not? Why
But
not six? I think in his head
in
you
his
have to
mind,
chase six
no, in his
because no,
mind,
think about it.
that's what I'm. No,
Well,
not even
just think
close.
about it because he's already got the six final losses, so at least you want to make it even. In
Nah,
his head, I would. That's or in my head. Let's say that in my head, how I would be thinking if I was LeBron James, I would at least want to make my rings. I know that it's like stingy and
he
greedy because like it says
not
18th
even
year
that.
in the league. I'm
He
not
don't even
expecting
care.
him.
But he don't care. I promise you. He
His
wants to
look
win
his
another ring or
his
two.
accolades are I'm I'm par with anybody. He is literally number one or number two in anybody's books in the NBA history. Pretty much anybody will
That's what
say
I'm
that.
saying. Like in his
So I
head,
agree with
he
you. He
already
doesn't
knows
care.
he already knows he's the GOAT.
I
He
agree
don't
with that.
he
I
don't
totally agree
think
with that.
so. In his head, he was like, "Oh, I should get six to make six losses even." In his head, he just went to 10 finals. He don't care.
I know, but
You know what I'm saying?
if
He
in
don't care.
my head, how I would look at it if I was him right now, that's how I would want to end my career with
Because you're not.
two finals wins in a row this year and next year. Hopefully get to the finals. That's why I got them. You know, LeBron chasing history to me. He loves
That's what I'm
to
saying. To
be
me,
in the
you're thinking
finals
as a
and
regular person. As LeBron James, I doubt in his head he's like, I need to get six to be even with the six losses. Like that's not even a thought to him.
no, no, yeah, that's
But
why I
he does
said it
want
might not be
he
what
does
he's
want
thinking,
five.
but that's
Yeah.
how I would be thinking if I was him.
He
That's
wants
probably
five
not what he's
to get
thinking.
another ring. I mean, at the end of the
And
day, he
he
wants to make
doesn't need
everything.
it. He's got
Yeah,
everything else. He deserves to be called as the number one or number two player in everyone's eyes. Maybe number three if other guys want to call like Kareem and Michael number one and two, but most guys have him between Michael and Jordan, or sorry, Michael and LeBron. Obviously, those are the most people's estimation as number one and number two. So you know that is really the debate. But I'm not even talking about it. I just think that if I was him, that's what I would want to finish my career as. Get those two and then yeah, even it out.
and
But
to me,
he's
it's
chasing history.
about to me the history that's being chased is franchise. The
Mm,
motherfuckers tied us in 2020 with 17,
good
and now
point.
we're both fighting for 18. That's why I would love the Lakers versus Celtics matchup. But at this point, um, I don't know how the Lakers make it past the Nuggets. I mean, I wouldn't be
Mm,
surprised, and I personally would want them to. Like I really do want them to. But just the stats don't look good for them. Not just the stats, just the eye test, the outside looking in. Like everywhere you look, there's a chance. But everywhere you look, that's all you see. There's a
yeah,
chance.
that's true. I mean, that's true. But all they needed was a chance against Memphis and Golden State. They were the underdogs against both. We'll see against Denver. You might be right. And honestly, this is gonna be a tough series, tough fought series either way.